And there is no spirituality without health and peace of mind first. Those are the two pillars of spirituality. You cannot be spiritually inclined and you're sick. Period. There's no higher melanin potential, dimensional, out of body, nothing, none of that, never not happening to you. You're sick. It's fake. You got these guys pushing the, oh yeah, so we're going to have a spiritual out of body experience. And yeah, donate right there. You see the link? Donate under the link. What the fuck is that? If you don't know your body, if you don't know how the body works, you don't have knowledge of self. You're fooling yourself. If you don't know your body today and what to put in your body today to survive today's environment, you don't know shit. The number one sign of extinction is when the children die before the parents do. This is our entire generation facing extinction. This is why they're glorifying our dead in their 20s. In their 30s. Why? Because we don't make it to old age in good health. Why not? We making money. We got millionaires left and right. Why hasn't that increased our lifespan? And we cannot continue to watch everybody around us die. We cannot watch these celebrities die. Oh, we don't know what happened to Prodigy. Yeah, you do. Of course you do. Just like you know what's happening to all these guys. They're being eaten alive by these unnatural lifestyles. The niggas still partying, popping pills, drinking. Huh? And the celebrities are not coming out saying that they're almost dead. The athletes are not coming out saying that they're almost dead from that lifestyle. So they're propped up on IVs. 3, 4, 5, 10 IVs a month. Huh? Poverty is the norm, and poverty is the driving force behind socialization. Because people in poverty want to associate with people that are trying to get out of poverty. So now sexy becomes people who look like they can feed more people around them. It's even in the popular lingo. Eating has now become successful. Yeah, I know he eating. Yeah, I know he's successful. Yeah, he eating good. Yeah, he working good. Yeah, he doing good business because he eating. Eating is driving niggas insane because they're entrenched in poverty. And the solution is not to chase money. Chasing money is only further confusing you. You have to chase your health, your well-being. You got to get your mind right. Money don't mean shit. It's what you do with money that counts. It's strippers and prostitutes that make a lot of money. They think, oh my God, they eating good. So now, do we tell our daughters that they should be strippers and prostitutes because they can make a lot of money? Huh? It's contract killers and heroin dealers. Should we tell our children to idolize being a contract killer or a heroin dealer because they make a lot of money? Last I checked, Malcolm X wasn't balling. Last I checked, millions across the world don't remember Marcus Garvey because he made a lot of money. It's what he did with the money he amassed. It's what he attempted to do with the money he amassed. Service the people. Teach the people. Heal the people. Our brothers and sisters with money is dying the same way as John Q. Public eating $2 fucking rice and chicken. Because guess what? They eating $60, $70, and $100 plates of fucking rice and chicken. The cause of death for Prodigy is unknown. Cause of death is unknown. The heat created a sickle cell reaction and he had to be hospitalized. What about all of the entertainers that don't have sickle cell that have to be hospitalized? All these fucking years that sickle cell's been around, what do people know about sickle cell? Still, today, what do people know about sickle cell? Exactly nothing. Why? Because they don't understand mitochondria. They don't understand why red blood cells don't have mitochondria. Mitochondria is the blueprint for your entire body. The nuclear DNA came from the mitochondrial DNA. It's in control still. That's the source of 90% of the DNA in your body is in the mitochondria. That's the source of all of the energy in your body, the mitochondria. Biophotons, magnetic field, electricity, all mitochondria. The electricity that we talk about in the mitochondria. How does that function? How does that work? It's the relationship between pigment, oxygen, and electrons. What type of pigment are these respiratory proteins or cytochromes? Heme. The same heme that composes your red blood cell. It's the same thing. That's why there are no mitochondria in the red blood cell, because your circulatory system is your electron transport chain for your body at large. Because the blueprint for your body is mitochondria. So you have one big electron transport chain. Electron transport chain. So what happens? Well, form denotes function. How do you maintain iron? Let's just talk about that. Because any form of anemia, we can say, oh, you need to get more iron. Then we say, oh, well, we know about that. You know, we need to get more iron in. Because people are taking iron supplements left and fucking right and are still anemic. Why? Milk. Everybody's drinking fucking cow's milk left and right. And cow's milk is supposed to be loaded with calcium. And everybody's taking calcium supplements on top of the cow's milk, the cheese, the butter, and all these dairy products that are supposed to be loaded with calcium. But osteoporosis is still ripping through the community. 6 foot tall adults shrink to 5 foot tall senior citizens. Why? They don't know. The same thing that maintains the calcium is the same thing that helps to facilitate the blood electricity. Phosphorus. What are they giving? What are they giving the sickle cell anemia patients besides fucking cocktails on top of cocktails of painkillers? Zinc oxide. What is zinc oxide? Zinc and oxygen. Why? Google search. Iron and zinc. You know what they do with iron and zinc? So that iron doesn't tarnish or rust, they add zinc to it. Let me say that again. Let me change the lingo. So that iron does not oxidize, they add zinc to it. So every single case of sickle cell anemia, zinc is through the floor. Zinc deficiency. But I don't hear that. I don't hear that coming from these healers. I don't hear it coming from the healers. I don't hear it coming from the doctors. None of that. Why not? Because they don't know. Where does elevated levels of adenosine come from? Okay, let's walk it back. Where do we know of adenosine from? Oh, adenosine triphosphate. Wait a minute. Phosphate, is that back to phosphorus again? Absolutely. What is adenosine triphosphate? ATP. Where's ATP produced? Your mitochondria. Oh, bingo. Now we back to square one again. So how does the adenosine get separated from the triphosphate or the ADP, which is the adenosine diphosphate? Well, when your mitochondria have recycled ATP to their fullest capacity, you get elevated levels of adenosine throughout the blood as a signal to the brain that it's time for you to go to sleep. It is time for melatonin to repair the mitochondria. What happens with athletes, celebrities, actors, etc.? They don't go to sleep. They can't sleep. Why can't they sleep? Because their mitochondria can't function properly. Your mitochondria can't function properly. You have mutations in your mitochondria, mutations in your DNA. Guess what happens? Your body cannot handle oxygen. Now you become hypoxic. This is about oxygen. I told you, oxygen was the code word for electricity. Because the oxygen atom is divided in your lungs. This is why at the same time as oxygen is giving you life force, it's also supplying you with free radicals that are stealing those electrons back. This is what the iron in the red blood cell is there to do. Iron is a natural magnet. This is the secret. This is the secret in magnetic health. You see, a magnet will determine the flow of electrons. So if you apply the correct pole of a magnet to the skin, you are now infusing that area with electrons. If you apply the opposite end, you are now removing electrons. That science can be applied wholesale. See,
Western medicine said that there's no cure for any disease. That's right. Didn't we believe it? They also told us that sickle cell is the result of God giving us sickle cell to fight malaria. You mean to tell me that God loves us that much? You mean to tell me that God gave us sickle cell to fight malaria? Gave us a disease to fight another one? How does that sound to you? It is crazy. Sure, I know you guys are wiser than me. Of course you are. Because you are no more than I am. I'm only one. And everything I got it from you because I didn't go to school. I grew up in Louisiana with brothers in the pool hall. Niggers, as they call us then. But I'm one. But those niggers, you will hear what they helped me to put together. The vocabulary, the consistency, the organization I got from those niggers in those pool halls. So we begin now. They told us that disease is the result of germ, virus, or bacteria. Am I right? Who said that? The Caucasian again. But how do you know that's true? Have we done any research independent to that of the European? He done his research. Fine. The Japanese did his. Good. But what about my mama? My mama needs representation too, isn't it? I want to hear what my mama have to say. Well, my mama said that there's no such thing as a germ, a virus, or a bacteria. What did you say, Dr. Sebi? This is in court. This is the Supreme Court of the United States. The judge said, what did you say? I said, there is no such thing as a germ, a virus, or a bacteria. Then what is it? I said, man, it is a microbe that is generated in the body when erosion begins. So you say, explain that. I said, very simple. If I take a very healthy human being and lay them on this table and not move them for a month, when I raise them, what are they going to have on their back? A bed sore. And inside that bed sore would be some little worms, isn't it? Sure. But where did the worms come from and where were they birthed? In the man himself. But why the bed sore? You didn't move that person. That part of him was lacking of oxygen. You never see bed sore on the top of the person. You see them on the bottom. The deprivation of oxygen causes all disease. The big mystery. You see how quick you learn that? Every disease that is manifested is caused by the deprivation of oxygen. You have it with a very healthy man. Lay him down and unmove him. You will get a bed sore. I said, Your Honor, if I take a potato, place it inside of an oxygen-free vesicle, a vessel, 14 days later, you begin to see it break down. And then you see little worms coming out of the potato. Where did the worms come from? From across the street that invaded your potato? Or from inside the potato? From inside the potato. So when they talk about this virus, you think that it was something that you inhaled. His body was being deprived of oxygen. Now we go internal. When those cells cease to receive oxygen, they break down. And depending where the erosion is taking place, what disease you would have. If the erosion is in the nostril, it is what? Sinusitis. If it's in the bronchial tubes, it's bronchitis. If it's on the lung, it's pneumonia.